thrust straight into the action. Anubis is live. It's the pick-up party astronauts, but Falcons have already been able to open up.
Falcons have got the site in complete control for them, and they'll overrun Bentley into a temple as well. 60 and Infinite remain. 60 will try his best. Apparently he is the birthday boy, if I'm not mistaken, and he is certainly giving this one a go, but with no kit in play, this one makes it even more difficult. Nice clear, actually, toward that headshot angle in water. 60's doing great work here, but time really is the issue, and there are both players in Magisk and Madden outside that main area. 60's going for all the kills here, and he gets the quad, but he was never going to win the round. Some nice money for 60, but that's all, really.
Yeah, maybe can spend that a bit later on. Some birthday celebrations. Certainly would be a celebratory win here if they were able to find a way. Would be the biggest upset, I'd go so far as to say, of CS2 so far, man, if Party Astronauts could find a way. But, I mean, there's just so much experience on this Falcons roster, I don't think it's possible. It's not like these guys are going to be coming into this very stressed and feeling a lot of pressure. You know, players like Dupree, Magisk, Snappy, these guys are going to be so calm coming into this particular game. It's a good opportunity to, build up a bit of confidence. And you're thinking, what? Well, hey, he's beating Party Astronauts. I mean, surely that's expected. But a win is a win, man. And at this point, Falcons will take anything they can get.
Exactly. And they need to make winning a habit, right? I mean, I had a chance to speak to Dupree after some of their Pro League matches, right? The one against Tai Lu was the one in particular where I was like, listen, you lost a map to Tai Lu, but, you know, you won the game, and you need to make winning a habit. You need to learn to make winning a habit again. And even with a roster with these names, it can sometimes take a while. Snappy that he's found some ecos, but he will be overrun as he runs into the stack of PA.
I do like how he uses himself there to just get some information, even though both himself and Dupree go down. They realize there's a full 5-man stack over towards that B bomb site, so they will waltz into A. Bomb plant comes through, no risk at losing the round. Always important to get a bit of extra information in these sorts of rounds on the T side. And point will come through, a couple kills for PA, at least a bit of economic damage inflicted. It's a great map for Party Astronauts, Trav, that's for sure. I mean, regionally speaking, they're one of the best, hailing from North America. They've played the map 12 times, won it on 11 occasions, so very comfortable on Anubis in general. Falcons do play Anubis. They haven't got a win on the map, but it's something that it feels like they're figuring it out. And I think as time goes on, it's a map that will be integrated into their wheelhouse.
Yeah, for sure. It should be mentioned as well that their only loss was in the charity event for Cynic as well. So I think it's going to be pretty important to see if they can build on this run, on this map, which they love so much regionally.
Yeah.
They've been running over teams on it as well. I mean, beating Legacy 13-4 is certainly something to talk about. Legacy are pretty solid. But yeah, overall, they are mass underdogs. And Dupree, even though he didn't necessarily come out on top in many results yesterday, I can tell you that his performance was once again super, super solid. I'm looking to see more of that from Dupree today. Again, mentioned on the desk, of course, but he shouldn't be that person to have to do that, really. But at the moment, he is.
The main question is, who is the person on Falcons then that's supposed to do that? That's kind of what everybody's looking at and wondering. Madden is the guy, I think. Madden is him. He has to be him. You know, he kind of was able to just be a bit more of a role player in ENCE with somebody like Nerds, who, you know, was a very strong rifler, a star player, if you will. But now Madden has to evolve. He has to continue to develop as a player. I think he's got it in him. It's certainly a tough ask, but very talented individual. Either way, we got our first gun round. Wolfie with the AWP, rifles across the board. There's util as well. Party Astronauts have done quite well to hold on to some of that util going into the round. Still 2 smokes around that minute mark, and you know, normally you see CTs dumping their util very early on in the round to just block the choke point. So if you can hold on to it and kind of delay and wait for the exec to come through, can make life a bit more difficult for that T side.
Like this angle from Infinite, he just tucks into this corner with the Galil. His weapon barrel shouldn't stick out with the position of this smoke. The flash is actually super good, but he only gets the one, unfortunately. And Falcons have overrun the A-bomb site. Not much for Wolfie to do either with that AWP. I believe 60 did drop it over to him, of course, with those 4 kills in the pistol. Had all that extra cash for Wolfie to obviously have Kevlar alongside that AWP, but didn't work out for him. Madden with 2. Falcons going to get a clean 3-0 start on Anubis.
Nice round coming through from them. just able to work their way in towards middle, split themselves into the A-bomb side, covering all their bases as well, trading out Magisk after Infinite got that frag in the corner. That's the problem with that corner is if you don't instantly get the multi-kill, you're almost always going to be traded, and if the second player on the bomb side goes down, you're just in no man's land with the pressure coming through from cameras, so will be a clean third round on the board here. Party Astronauts, probably just going to save around these two guns, makes the most sense, look forward to the future. Falcons do play a very heavy default style on the T side of Anubis. Almost every round that they played, I think it was against Liquid on this map, was a very heavy default on their T side. So we'll see if there's more set plays that come through from them. But I imagine against a team like Party Astronauts, they'll be happy to just back their defaults.
Exactly. And I mean, we speak about the really good run that PA have had on this map. But of course, it's all regionally. Falcons, they may have not won a single Anubis, but it's all against the upper echelons of Counter-Strike. You're looking at like the likes of G2 twice, Spirit, Liquid, and BetBoom, of course. I mean, BetBoom was maybe a bit more of a 50-50 game for them.
It is one of their best maps, though, for BetBoom. So.
Yeah, exactly. So that's definitely the thinking behind it. Falcons, this should be them breaking their duck, but at the moment, these ducks have got very strong necks.
All right, well, Party Astronauts have actually spent all their money here. Means that once again they're light on util, which I'm not a massive fan of them going for the decision to invest in this round. I think utility is of utmost importance on the CT side of this map so that you can maybe reaggress later in the round. You can look to contest a bit of map control kind of thing. And if you don't have the util, you're relying on your raw firepower alone. Have been able to find an opening kill, though. In the meantime, Falcons group up. They cluster outside of B main, but this is that reaggression I'm referring to, and they're doing it without util, and they're doing it perfectly as well. Benleet will overextend into the sniper of Sun Pius, but the damage has been done, and now it's on Magisk to try and recover, but he won't be able to get anything done either.
Yeah, 3 players running him down through A main. Once they realize they got those opening 2 kills, listen, let's compound it. There's no way one player can take all 3 of us if we push together. And it's only damage in the end. Sun Pius will be forced to save. He's got full util as well, so this save for Sun Pius will be quite critical for them, even though they've got money in the bank for the future.
Yeah. If Party Astronauts have done their homework here on Anubis, which I assume they have, right? They would know that, like I said, Falcons do love to just play a classic default. And often you can isolate Dupree towards B main because they leave him on that extremity of the map by himself. Normally, Magisk does have some support there towards A main, but also sometimes can be left alone. So if you find a good timing or if you feel pressure on the B side of the map, you know that it's probably only Magisk towards A, and you can look to try and take the fight there. So I'm really hoping we do see an active CT side here from Party Astronauts, trying to abuse the fact that they'll be playing against the default so regularly.
I mean, and as well, you just have to be active on CT on Anubis. If you sit back, it's a very, very T-sided map, and still kind of is at the moment in the pool. I mean, we sound like a broken record as casters talking about Anubis as a T-sided map, but it's a fact. And of course, there are new viewers joining us all the time who maybe don't know which side this map favors. So welcome if you're new. Pleasure to bring you this matchup. And yeah, I think as well, that's what, as you mentioned, being active on CT can change. The meta is changing on Anubis day by day, match by match, tournament by tournament. And that aggression can be very important to put forth. And look at Falcons going for a contact play toward A this time around, and Infinite was not ready for that. He had utility prime, but look at the flashes, the delayed flashes from Falcons and from Sun Pius gives 60 no chance.
Yeah, such a well-worked exec coming through from Falcons, and they just realized, listen, there's no presence in A main. We can just take this control for free and set ourselves up for a burst onto that A bomb site, and they don't ask any questions. They don't hesitate in taking advantage of what's offered up to them as well. Very good entry kills coming through from Magisk. And, well, Falcons get themselves back to winning ways. Remember, Party Astronauts in their game yesterday weren't able to win consecutive rounds against the Mongols. All 3 of their rounds they won came in isolation. So we need to see them build up some momentum if they're going to put any pressure on their opponents.
It was bitty for PA, sadly. And that is kind of what we've seen in this round too. Previous one, it was really, really nice. Fang won his duel, Benleet, then just pure, like, pushing. As you say, it was a dry swing toward outside B main, just with support from a teammate. He won both his duels as the selfless leader, of course, of this roster going in first. But again, it's only one. Falcons hit straight back. And again, all 5 players alive too, which just compounds compounds that advantage for them economically.
For anyone who doesn't know, the winner of this game plays up against the Mongols later on to get a spot in the semi-finals. The loser is eliminated. So everything on the line today, every single match, it is life on the line kind of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and that position from Infinite, we just saw him there. Like, he's playing for the info. There are a number of spots you play that position in many maps in the pool. Dust 2B tunnels is one I've seen quite a lot of players getting caught off of. Playing close box near the tunnels as a defender, jiggle to look for information, get caught before you can fall away. And that one's tough on Anubis as well, as we saw where Infinite was playing from, because with the angle of the walls and when you don't have support close by, utility is just plainly sometimes not enough to hold a attack at bay. You need a second player here often. And
yeah.
Wolfie is going to be that man to take up that mantle in this round.
And that's something we could see Falcons just looking to condition here from the CT side. Force them to stack up the defense on the A bomb side. And Magisk finds out, listen, the AWP is there probably along with the anchor as well. And you could see immediately the bomb pivots in the opposite direction. But now Fang is able to lay down the laws. He takes Dupree down. So having a good job on either side of the map right now, just locking it down, making sure that Falcons aren't able to find a way into either bomb site. Snappy, though, does look to just try and craft a way forward. Madden's gone down. Snappy's also caught off guard, and there we go. That's much better from Party Astronauts. 5 players staying alive. Smiles on the face of Ben. And PA looking pretty composed, man. It's not like there's a big outburst of emotion after they win a round or anything like that.
No, you were speaking to me this morning about how if the game gets close and they win some big rounds, you want to see some big hype, some big fist pumps, some yells, some roars. It's 60's birthday after all. Let's give him some of that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I feel like when you're a team of Party Astronauts as nature, you want to make the most of every opportunity, make the most of every round. Generally, the school of thought is just trying to maintain a stable level of emotions through the game, so, you know, the highs don't get too high. That means the lows don't get too low as well. But I think, like, when you're a massive underdog like this, you just want to go crazy.
And, of course, they get so little international opportunities.
Yeah, exactly.
Make the most of it.
Absolutely, man. That's how I feel as well. I feel like Ben was one of the louder players in EG as well, wasn't he?
I think so.
So, I mean, maybe a bit of a change-up now. Matt just locking it down. First time we've seen PA look to try be very proactive at the start of the round in towards A main, but Magisk is so good on that extremity of the map.
Infinite's been struggling a little bit on that A defense, so they try and change it up with that bit of aggression, and 60 should have traded that. Magisk was 18 health after the duel with Infinite, and 60 couldn't hit a single bullet to trade it, sadly, for PA. And again, we could be in a situation where it's just a very quick flash in the pan for PA.
Yeah,
just
looks
one round
like it.
In a row, of course.
Makes sense that they've just kind of rolled the dice here, decided to stack up the defense on the A-bomb side, but unfortunately they've bet on red, it's landed on black, and so Falcons will find themselves a vacant B-bomb site. 5th round coming through for them, and they're off to a very good start here in this all-important game. I mean, they're just saving face right now, our Falcons. There's just no world in which they can afford to lose us, right? Like, if we just try and set the table and think about what it would actually mean for this team if there was hypothetically an upset, it would just be a disaster of the highest order,
If Falcons lose this best of 3, disband.
Yeah, just blow the whole project up at that point.
Just like, and that's the main thing, right? Like, I actually do agree with Alan in the sense of, as the hunt's coming through here for Falcons have got enough money to... Well, I haven't actually got enough money. I tell a lie. I thought usually they go for hunts like this when you have a bit more cash. This is a little bit risky for them. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to come back to that point later because I actually don't like this decision from Falcons to go for the hunt. They've only lost 1 player, so now it's okay. There's no big issue with that. 4 players alive is good. But if they lost a second there, money wasn't great. And if PA just managed to grind out, even if it is this bitty half of them, if they grind out 4 or 5 somehow, like... That'd be really good half for them, I think. Especially on CT.
By the book, I definitely agree with you, but I think when you're Falcons playing against Party Astronauts, you actually just want to bully your opponents as much as you can, put them in your place and assert your dominance. So I think maybe it's just about like, hey, you know, we aren't afraid of you. We aren't afraid of taking the fight to you. But yeah, generally speaking, I certainly agree with that notion.
Yeah, I say, you know, I agree with Alan, I was going to say, on the desk. Like, I genuinely think there's a lot of people that are very, very harsh about this Falcons project. And you know what? Rightly so. The players will be harsh on themselves. Zonic will be harsh on them. We know from some of the backstage video content we've got from them. But I do think they need maybe another 3 months or so to see if they can find another successful event. They've only really had 1 so far. These players are too talented for them not to make it work at some point again, at least once more.
Yeah, I kind of err on the side of Neo, honestly. I think it is one of those things where maybe it's a bit soon to be like, they definitely have to make a roster change. But if we're talking about a team who want to win a major in 2025, which was the goal they set for themselves,
yeah,
firepower is going to be a massive problem. Like, they're going to have to have like the most efficient systems, the best teamwork, some phenomenal synergy if they are going to find a way to make it work with this team. So there's so much that has to go right for them.
I also don't necessarily think that age is an issue for like professional Counter-Strike players, really. But it is a significant difference between them and the Mongols, for example. It's like a whole 10 years, I'm pretty sure, when it comes to average age.
Yeah, not far from it.
So, pretty crazy.
Oh,
reload's heard. Nice little creep into the right corner, but Snappy does go straight through the smoke. Dupree's taking Bentley in the meantime. Magisk is here, and this time he can't get it done. PA with a slight advantage, and they are just going back and forth, trading rounds at the moment. If PA are able to secure this,
doesn't look like they heard it, though.
Noise, and yeah, jumping on the side of the A main position there, Sunpias has definitely made that sound cue, but I don't think it's been heard, but now spotted out by 6E. 4v3, still intact, 35 seconds. If PA play this carefully and give up too much time for Falcons to go for this plant and get set up, this one could get away from them.
I love the way that Falcons have actually recovered the situation after the 2 kills go down. They're actually in a pretty good position right now, 3 versus 4. Party Astronaut's going to have to make this retake happen. As you say, they've got an advantage, but they've got to get a move on. They've got the kits in neutral as well, but Madden's being proactive in the post plant. Forces the issue to find one, but he can't clock out just yet. Still work to be done on the job, up close and personal himself, and Dupree forced into the fight. It's only Dupree left. 28 points of health, but he's reduced it to a 1v1, and Wolfie's got the AWP. Dupree knows it. He will not give him that gunfight that Wolfie so desperately is searching for. Finally, the shot's baited out, and that is going to be Dupree holding his nerve. And you know what? Sunpias is the hero there. He actually crept around the incendiary because of its reduced radius. It meant he was able to get around it while Party Astronauts thought they were safe towards A main, and that's what let Falcons get into that A bomb site.
That's one of those heartbreaking rounds for PA that they couldn't afford to lose. Very, very rough for them. I mentioned that if they let Falcons get set up, then that could easily get away from them, and it absolutely did. I promise I don't have the script, but yeah, that was. I just could see that coming a mile off, because retaking is so difficult, as we know, from that CT position. Dupree, he may have been in a 1v2, but the time he wasted there was absolutely perfect. And Wolfie even tried that fake jump on Heaven as well to try and lure Dupree into the open, to think that he's maybe dropped down onto near that defuse.
Listen, so Dupree's watched Zipnik's clutch enough to know that he just stands there and holds angles and waits for people to swing him. And he's like, I'm not going to give you that gunfight, man. I'm not going to peek into you. You're going to have to push me to find that fight. And either way, it doesn't work out. Opening kill comes through for Falcons as well as they continue to soar.
That's a rough one for PA. Now it's a sort of round that can set Falcons up for a very convincing first half now. Wolfie had his opportunity with that fake jump. I actually think it in the end did lure Dupree out a little bit at least.
He was edging, wasn't he?
He was toward the left side of the pillar, yeah. I think Arm would have been spotted from Wolfie's POV, but couldn't connect. Just too much experience on Falcons for PA. At the moment, at least. And we know Falcons, as we said earlier, it's a map they've yet to win on, but it's all been sort of tier 1 opposition they've been playing against. PA is a different level, and that's why we think Falcons should be taking this one pretty comfortably. And this round should be comfortable as well. Damage done, but sadly for the Party Astronauts, it's not enough. This was a force buy as well.
Yeah, they've spent all their money coming into this round. A couple players with some spare change in the bank, but Falcons about to lock in a lead, guaranteed going into that second half. 7th round going to be racked up here. And Infinite is a dead man, unfortunately. Just walks into Sunpias with his knife out. Not sure about the knife out there coming through from Infinite, honestly. I mean, it's not like he's gaining anything by just shift walking away with the knife. Probably better off just keeping the gun in case he does find contact. Like I said, whoever wins this books themselves a date with the Mongols later on. Of course, Falcons have matched up against the Mongols before with this very roster. It was a 3-map affair. I'm sure they'd fancy their chances at a rematch.
Yeah, it would be a fun one for sure, but you just have to favour the Mongols considering their recent form.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how that one would go down. Super important for Falcons, because anything other than a tournament victory in this event is a massive failure for them, without a doubt.
good trade there. Good job from Snappy not to get blinded. I don't know if he was playing anti-flash or how. He didn't actually catch the flash, but great entries coming through from Falcons here, clearing out the numbers on this A bomb site. They've been just going A pretty much every single round here, hammering home on Infinite. And yeah, I mean, even when Party Astronauts give them some supports and they stack up that defense, it's not like it makes much of a difference.
And the 2 times they've actually gone toward B, Fang has done a relatively good job. I mean, he's only 3 and 5, right? But I think the last 2 occasions they tried to maybe get set up for a split through E-Box and through B main. Fang's got 1 kill each time, kind of halted them before they got a chance. And of course, Bentley had that 2K as well when he pushed outside main. And that is one of the very few pieces of PA success. And this game would definitely feel very, very different had PA won that 4v3 when Falcons got the bomb down on A in that after plant. I think if that wasn't for that Dupree clutch, the scoreline could be a very, very different story. But it sets up Falcons beautifully, and they're not even allowing PA to save.
Feels like Party Astronauts need at least 4 rounds here on the CT side going into their T side. And they do have a strong T side behind them as well. 65% win rates. Of course, that is almost entirely a regional 12 times that they've played on the map. But yeah, they will still feel confident in their T side. They've gone through the motions and they've had a lot of success. So need to give themselves something to work with, something to fight with going into that T side. Certainly can't afford to just have those 2 rounds to their name.
Yeah, and I've had the opportunity to cover quite a lot of Party Astronauts in North American Cups as well recently. I think there was a period of a few days last week where I think they played NRG in 4 separate best of 3s. Kind of went back and forth between them. And yeah, some very close series. Struggling to close it out against the, I would say, vaguely more favored teams in North America. You look at Legacy, of course, is the Brazilian team playing in that region. You look at Nouns as well. Just trying to push their way up to that next level to be the next team that qualifies for all these sort of events. Of course, they made it through this qualifier, but they want to make it through the big IEM ones too, right?
For them, getting to this event is the success in itself, right? It's not like they come to the event and then there's a goal of trying to do damage. I mean, of course, they would love to do damage at the event, but the main goal for a team like Party Astronauts is to qualify for these types of events, get more experience, more exposure. We saw in the interviews with Wolfie, you know, even JT, when Bravado came here in 2018, DreamHack Winter, and they were able to make it to the finals of that event. That certainly put them on the map in a big way.
Yeah. Some Pius, though, he's really taking point, it feels like, on this early T half, and then Dupree just goes in ahead of him. Fang given no opportunity.
Yeah. Really good conditioning. Falcons still throwing the same set of util over towards that A bomb site, just keeping Party Astronauts focused on that side of the map, and it's almost just on a whim that they push in towards B. Off the back of that Sun Pius kill, they just activate. Dupree gets in on the action as well. This round's as good as done. Gonna have to just save the guns at this point. I mean, max round loss bonus into the next round of the half. It's important that they give themselves enough to work with, but unfortunately just haven't pitched up the way that they would have liked. And they won't be able to save much either.
Oh, look at Snappy. Poor old Wolfie. Well, he's not the hunter anymore. He's become the hunted.
One round left here. 1 round left in this first half already. 9 on the board for Falcons. Business as usual. Business as expected coming into this one for the T side.
Yeah. And as you can see, kind of PA just getting picked off one by one, it feels like. There was a few occasions of that in their best of 1 yesterday. They do have a wolf on their team. Wolves tend to like to hunt in packs. I need to see more of that.
Maybe he's a lone wolf, Nate.
Maybe. But a lone wolf doesn't have as much success hunting. I watched my fair share of David Attenborough.
There we go, fair dinkum. Yet another opening kill coming through. Dupree up to 11 frags here on this first half alone. It's going to be some aggression from Sixy trying to get himself in towards mid. Unfortunately, he's going to limp away. Quite a few bullet holes. Becomes perforated, does Sixy after that gunfight there. Oh my goodness. Looked like Dupree probably just caught a glimpse of Fang there as he clears out a little bit of a gap in the smoke, but can't finish off the frag, and Fang's gotten a kill in the meantime as well.
Yeah, again, on his defense toward B, right? Falcons, every time they seem to have gone toward this position, Fang's done pretty well. People will look at the kills at the end of this game if they haven't watched the match and say, well, Fang was very poor. But every single time he's been called upon, he's got at least one kill when they've gone toward B. So, fair play to him. Apart from that one round where Dupree just clean entry'd him, but all the other 3 occasions, it's been pretty good. But hang on a second, 30 seconds for Falcons. They're creeping through E-Box. This setup for PA, I'm not entirely sure I'm feeling this one. FAMAS will be at Moid into the open slightly more. And PA desperately need this. Angle being held, position spotted. Now Fang can deliver, and he'll stand up really tall. Madden and Dupree will go down, and he finds some pies too. Well done, PA. It's at least 3, but it's only 3 on the half.
Always thought I could walk through fire, blow up the storm and see the light, yeah. I told my friends that I could run on water, and they said nobody can. They'll see me flying through the sky, yeah. Play hide and seek behind the clouds. I show my friends that I'm not scared of dreaming, and I'll do that again, over and over again.
No trouble for Falcons in that first half. 9 rounds out of the 12 go their way, and they're on the brink of winning Party Astronauts as map pick. CT side for them. PA do most of their good work on the T side of this map, but they have to win the pistol, Trav.
Indeed, and Falcons, you have to wonder whether this lead is just a bit too much. We're about to have a brawl, though, outside A. Oh, bit of team damage in the mix there as well, but 60 does great work. He finds Magisk and Snappy, and that's going to crack open the A bomb side. And listen, Pistol, if Falcons force, and they win those couple of rounds, it could be 9-6 in a jiffy. But They've got to figure some things out first.
Yeah, and it's not like that would be the end of the world for Falcons as well, right? We know that pistol rounds are pretty damn difficult on the CT side, especially on a map like Anubis, but let's see if Madden, along with Dupree, can try find a way to get back into this. Madden has been able to locate a couple of these players on the bomb side. Dupree, I think he's already just called for the savior, mate. He's like, I want to save my Kevlar. He's called it a day, not having any interest in trying to make the retake happen. And Madden, well, he doesn't have anything to save. It's a USP, no utility, no armor. And so I guess he's just going to look to try and force a few fights here, see if he can inflict a bit of extra damage. The party astronauts start off the second half exactly the way that was required of them. And there's a couple kills for the highlight reel.
Highlight reel only kills there for Madden, but he plays the perfect angle and a great reaction to the player, of course, coming from camera in towards CT. And that bonus cash might help him out. They want to go for a force in this round. We'll have to see what their decision will be.
Sunpice is like, yeah, thanks for that, mate.
A knowing nod of the head.
And the rise file as well.
So there we go. There is that force buy. So Dupree kept the 100 Kevlar intact, I believe, so he can get the 350 helmet upgrade.
Love that.
MP9 in play. Make that 3 of them alongside forced up dualies on Snappy to get full util. So yeah, this is a very dangerous round for PA, and they need to keep these ones consistent. They need to get a streak going. It's only, as we said, very bitty for them in that first half and in this whole tournament so far.
I really like Falcons' decision to go for the force buy here, because it means even if it doesn't work out, they'll have that gun round in, well, what it would be the 16th round, and they'll have full util and an AWP at that point, right? It's not like they're going to be reduced to a couple pieces of util, maybe a FAMAS, maybe an MP9 in that gun round. Roll the dice here and then guarantee a full arsenal of weaponry in that gun round to come. You know, you get a second round save here, means that third round buy, which is what we saw Party Astronauts do, it has a few asterisks to it. It's got a few weaknesses, a few deficiencies, if you will. There's a bit of a stack here. Numbers leaning in towards the A-bomb side for Falcons, and Party Astronauts have got great control of middle. Madden will relay the info through. He spots 2 players making their way through cameras as well. So the players on the A-bomb side are going to be well poised to deal with it, and they have been able to kind of trade their way into an even numbers game. So Pius has no room to work with, but somehow he's been able to get the kill on Infinite.
Oh, Infinite, my friend. He's not had a great tournament so far, and that is a rough one. He got the drop on him. Sunpice just gets those last few bullets on the picked up MP9 and gets another kill. But Wolfie and Fang still have these Galils in play. It's now going to all have to be Fang.
Ooh.
Can't flick around. Good reaction, but Dupree is faster with that SMG. And the round that couldn't go the way of Falcons for PA has.
It's the end of the world for PA, Trav.
They need to go to a different planet.
No exaggeration at all. Yeah, well, at least they've got themselves this spacesuit, so sent into another dimension. They will still survive, I suppose. Either way, the point is that that was a really important round for them, and I think that they actually get a little bit ahead of themselves trying to cross into cameras before that top mid-smoke had actually bloomed, which means Madden spotted 2 players crossing cameras, and that's why Falcons were able to prepare the way they do for that pressure.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Wolfie and Fang in the after plant. Wolves certainly do have fangs, but sadly they're a bit blunt on that occasion. And Falcons, well, their talons are looking pretty sharp. Fang, just caught on the angle, couldn't push forward because the Molotov was in the way, and Snappy will halt him. Of course, forced by wars will get underway between these two, and sadly we're in a situation where if PA lose this round, it's going to be probably 12 for Falcons in an instant. Flash with the smoke for PA. Going to try and take this one a little bit faster. I like the call, but they are going in towards Sunpice's M4, and they need to find a way to trade him. Bentley just tries to leap his way through, and that's not going to work for you. When Sunpice is here, 3 kills, 1 by 1, untraded.
Yeah, how can he still end up on 100 HP? Eventually, a lick of damage done there from the Wolf, but how does he not take any damage when 3 players are swinging him? Very individual there, not really working the way that they needed to, spacing off the mark as well. And Sunpice capitalizes. 20 bullets was all he needed. Locks down that defense. He was also the only player on the A-bomb site, man. So, you know, on paper, it looked like Party Astronauts found themselves in a pretty good position, but they just couldn't take advantage.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I've watched PA in a number of events in North America, and they occasionally have some really, really good teamwork and team play. Like, I've seen it. I know it's regionally, but there's an obvious difference I've seen from them playing online to playing internationally. They can maybe bottle some of that home comfort performance that I've seen from them in North America, and somehow get it into international tournaments.
Yeah.
They definitely have a chance to like take a map maybe against some of these teams. Feel like they've made progress.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm not seeing that progress, sadly.
And it's progressing towards the end of the map very quickly here, Trav. This was another force spy coming through from Party Astronauts. I detest this decision. I think that they had to just go for the eco try play for overtime, because now there's a world in which they don't even get a single gun round. If they don't win this next force buy, they play their entire T-side without a full buy. And yeah, it is just a disaster for Party Astronauts, falling apart at the seams right now.
I know this is your pet hate, isn't it?
It
Forcing
is.
on this sort of round.
Yeah, it is.
You mention it every time we've casted together. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Sue me, Trav.
Absolutely the right thing to do. Madden will deal with Fang as well. It's just poor old Ben Leet. And at the moment, sadly, there's nothing Leet about this performance from PA. I thought it would be a lot closer than this. Maybe that turning point back-breaking round was losing that 4v3. And Falcons were in that afterplant.
All right, well, there we go. Job done. Map point now for Falcons. Continue to do the damage, do the job that was expected of them coming into this particular match. And they're one round away from picking up their opponent's map. And it wasn't just about Falcons having to win the series. It was about making sure that they won it confidently, comfortably, right? Because even if they had, you know, won 13-10 or something and they've been pushed and they'd had to work hard for the victory, I think even that would have been a little bit of a frustration for them, right? Because they've got such a high standard they expect from themselves.
Yeah.
And they've lived up to it here on this first map.
Yeah, and again, I'm going to reiterate your point. It's so painful to see like the last 2 or 3 buys of this map for PA all being Tech 9s and Mac 10s. I mean, this one's going to get absolutely chewed up by Madden. Goodness gracious me. He's even going to try and switch to the Mac 10 to finish it off for his ace.
There we go.
Hey, Madden. Nothing much has been easy for Falcons as of late, but that certainly was.
Yeah, fantastic job coming through there, locking down the defense. Falcons will open up the day with a very comfortable map win, 13-4. Not even a single drop of sweat required there to get across the line. And, well, next up is their map pick, so that is...
I do trust them in terms of making it work for another good run in the future. But again, like, this event is what's so important, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Was some good form coming through from Falcons, going through the motions. Individuals look good on their previous maps, and Pius had some really good rounds there. Madden as well, the ace towards the end to finish off the job. And into the game we go to the pick of Falcons. They're going to start on the T side. We saw Party Astronauts on this map against the Mongols yesterday, and they had a very tough time of it. Let's see if they can turn the tide. Can they open up with a pistol round win? Falcons set themselves up for a big burst in towards us today. Bomb side opening kill found by Dupree himself. At least there are trades coming through from the CT side, though. Bomb plant will be found here, and it's going to be on the CTs to retake. No, never mind. They're not going to allow for the plant to come through.
Really nice from Fang. 2 impactful kills, and it's just Magis. He's going to try and work his way through, but Bentley takes that one nicely. And what I want to see from Party Astronauts in this game is, you know, the pressure is now completely off. See, there's some smiles on the faces now. They've been kind of getting destroyed in this tournament, sadly. I want to see the pressure off, relax yourself a little bit. You've got nothing to lose going up against the Falcons. Play as if you're at home in North America as best you possibly can, right? And let yourself loose a little bit, and maybe playing with a little bit more of that reckless abandon could help them out in this series. We'll see.
All right, well, Falcons going to force back in response. I thought that they'd pretty much locked in a bomb plant in that pistol round they lose, but I like the proactivity from Party Astronauts, just forcing the issue into the bomb site there, not letting Falcons settle down once they gained initial side control. Not much useful here for Falcons to work with either. Looks like they set themselves up for a ramp burst. It's actually only bent towards this part of the map right now. Can they do it? Can Party Astronauts string consecutive rounds together for the first time this tournament? They played 2 maps so far. They haven't been able to get it done, but it looks like it finally will happen, as they will condemn Falcons to an eco.
Yeah, Madden and Snappy. If they manage to recover this one, it would be something. Snappy will still be locked behind that door smoke as well. Nothing much he can do about that. Madden might try to fly up the vent to join up with Snappy, or maybe even escort him down, perhaps, for a bomb plant. One of the two. There we go, actually. That's a drop of the bomb over toward Madden, who was in that event area.
Through the CT smoke, by the way.
Yeah, through that smoke. And they're actually going to get a plant on B because of that. That's a nice little call from Falcons to confirm the plant. And
No way.
Surely not.
No. We're all good. It's not going to happen. Snappy and Madden, no chance of winning this 2 versus 3 out. Snappy is going to be snaking his way towards ramp very late in the round. Oh my goodness, he catches a glimpse of the player, and he will get the kill eventually. Madden's gotten a frag in the meantime. Snappy tapping away, can't finish off the frag on Wolfie. And that means Wolfie's going to depart the scene. Defuse has been tapped. No kit, you're right. This is a disaster of the highest order right now. The defuse has to be stuck. He's out in the open. Oh my god, Falcons have robbed Party Astronauts blind.
I have no words. How have they just snatched defeat from the jaws of victory?
They had nothing. Nothing going their way. The goal was a plant.
2v4, Tech9 Deagle. They dropped the bomb down the vent to get that plant, the only goal. And in the end, the lack of a kit on Party Astronauts and the fact that Snappy, don't get me wrong, Snappy whiffs here pretty badly, right? But he takes so much attention away for so long that it keeps getting them off the bomb.
Party Astronauts looked a bit timid on the retake there as well, man, playing against the pistols, going into a shell, and as you say, we need to see some confidence coming through from them. Throw caution to the wind, run at your opponents, force the gunfights, back yourselves, lads. Oh, man. That is, that's just so unfortunate.
Hesitancy.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Exactly what I said I didn't want. I want them to play... I mean, it sounds really stupid of me to say I want to see them play recklessly, but I don't mean that in a sort of throw away the game sort of way. I mean, I want to see them play with confidence, maybe like lobby crunch, like once every 4 rounds or something like that, right? Play aggression, take map control, play assertive when you know that you are the mass underdogs, and to lose a round like that, I mean, goodness gracious me. It's incredible that it spiraled solely from that bomb being thrown down the vent.
Nice bit of innovation there. Good awareness, good decision made, and well, Madden's been able to just lurk his way through many, no information given away at all. Falcons taking contact, will then pounce after the first frag comes through. It's only 60 in Hut right now. I don't think he's going to be able to do much about the plant. Good plant position being taken up. Good cover there as well. Forced by completely unsuccessful for Party Astronauts. And imagine what that's done to their confidence after they win the pistol round. They then get a 4 versus 2 against pistols. They're licking their lips at that point, Trav. And
it's the worst possible outcome as well. So often when you win that CT pistol and get forced back on immediately, it's worse than maybe winning the pistol than just getting...
No, objectively it is, because you don't get that extra counter round loss bonus.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, if they got that second round and then lost immediately after, I would say... doesn't make really a difference for PA, though. They're not going to be thinking about it in that sort of sense, are they? They're just going to be thinking, how on earth have we lost that round?
And it's not even like it was a force buy in the second round off the back of a bomb plant. They didn't even get the plants in the pistol round. They lost at Falcons, so... Oh, man, that is just brutal. Madden is going to realize there is a cheerleader stack in play, and he will fall foul. So at least they are effective in utilizing their strength in numbers. 2 kills will be found here. Shouldn't be much else outside of that. Bit of economic damage worth celebrating here, but we need more than just economic damage at this point. Party Astronauts on the brink of being eliminated from the tournament would be our second team sent home. Of course, we did bid farewell yesterday.
60 trying to... Oh, I was going to say, if he gets one more dink, then maybe you can at least maybe nab something, but there was already a second player in position, so I don't think he was ever going to find one more and get a gun, sadly.
Yeah, of course there was the Lions who were eliminated yesterday, the hometown heroes, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, we are heading toward the expected results from these groups. Maybe not the expected teams to make it through the semis straight away.
But the teams we thought would be eliminated have been, at least looking like it's going to go that way here for Party Astronauts. It's going to require a miracle, man. And I think when you're the massive favorites, like a team of Falcons' nature coming into Nuke, I think you actually want to start on the T side, honestly. I think then you get to dictate the pace of the game. You know you've got such good teamwork, such good protocols as well, that you can just fall back on those and just bully your opponents. Gun round here for Party Astronauts to try and make a statement.
Infinite, good start. He has certainly been struggling in this tournament, but he's had a nice start to Nuke. 60. I like this play.
Lots of communication coming through from him there as well. Very vocal, talking about probably what he wants his teammates to do with the flank that he's got going right now. A lot of information at his disposal.
It's like he's telling everyone not to peek. I could have the round in the palm of my hand here. At least maybe 1 or 2 kills. He goes for the first. He doesn't play trigger discipline. Fair play. Makes sure he confirms at least the one. And then a nice bit of pounce work from Mini. Managing to catch them before they get down towards Secret. Dupree needs to deliver. And little does he know, Fang is so very close on his close right. Infinite get that kill in the end, and Fang doesn't get one, but Madden is now 1v5, it would be.
Yeah, very good movements, good decision-making coming through from Party Astronauts based off of 60's flank there. Just closing the door in on Falcons, corralling them into the corner. He knew exactly where he had, forced them to move or where they were moving based on the space and the information that he had gained. And he sets his teammates up in mini. When he takes contact, he calls for them to swing afterwards. And even if he hadn't found any presence outside, he would have known for a certainty that they'd gone down Secret. So, yeah, good proactivity. That's something that we've been calling for here from Party Astronauts.
That's one of my favorite rounds for them in a while. I mean, that opening kill gives 60 the opportunity to take more map control, and he just lets his teammates know exactly what Falcons are planning. Nicely done from PA. Falcons looking to turn up the pace slightly, though, with some pious. He's through the outside red molly and past that smoke as well, looking to go for a gap in that perhaps before that second one is thrown in. Now just try and fight toward hell, I'd imagine, and there we go. He finds his counterpart.
Not sure how though. Was Wolfie maybe on top of the railing there, exposing his head?
I actually didn't notice that on any map.
Maybe up by a nade, but that's a big kill. Yeah, aggression going to be the response from Party Astronauts in terms of dropping a couple players down and towards Secret. They've got numbers here to work with, and well, Fang will find a frag, but unfortunately the second part of the setup hasn't been able to uphold his end of the bargain, so they now know that Fang is in towards Decon, but that doesn't guarantee them the kill. Good second frag from Fang, but man, the disadvantage will persist here for the CT side.
I don't even mind what PA did in that round. I mean, Infinite was in the vent with Fang, as you saw, and Infinite took first contact. Fang was on the sort of crossfire of such. It wasn't an exact crossfire, but he was in a position where he could be baited in for some kills, perhaps. Unfortunately, could only get that one. Some Pius again doing really nice entry work with the AWP. We've seen him kick off some of these rounds, especially on the previous map, really nicely. This is the kind of Sun Pius, of course, we want to see. Of course, a previous Challenger champion with Movistar Riders back in Valencia at home in 2022.
Certainly will be one of his favorite events that he's won in the past. Big trophy on home soil.
And then after that, they made the Cologne semis.
Yeah. They did very well at Pro League as well.
Yeah.
Was that the Movistar roster without Sun Pius, actually, I think, now that I
actually can't remember. All I know is they made that Cologne semi-final. I think it was 2022.
Yeah, they did so well.
Math aggression. I mentioned lobby crunches. That one gets, well, it looks like it's maybe Falcon's favorite breakfast.
Yeah, churns them up, man. All right, well, gonna have another gun round coming through now for the CT side to try and find their foothold here. Oh, Magisk, yeah, he is looking pretty fired up. Thought maybe for a second some frustration. Would have been surprised if that was the case, but nah, just feeling it right now. Falcons going through the motions. And continue to move with pace and vigor. This is exactly what I was expecting from them coming into the T side. And it's why I said I think they'd be happy to start on the T side, because they can dictate the pace of the game. However, they can't do much about that from Fang. A triple kill in very quick succession comes through from him.
Yeah, when that nade smacked him on the neck, I was like, surely he doesn't get more than one now. That's going to do so much damage, plus what Falcon's going to put forth with their weaponry. Oh, that's a bad miss from Wolfie, and that HE is going to be pretty good. 2v2. Infinite very low as well. Fang not exactly healthy either from his heroics earlier on.
Oh,
like that nade, that 1 HE has kind of brought Falcons back into a slight advantage because Madden is just happy to wait. There's a whole minute left in the round. He can just chill and see if Party Astronauts go looking.
Surely not again, right? Can't afford to happen again. Madden, the common denominator between the 2v4 4-spy round win in the second round of the map and this one here as well. He has started Nuke fantastically, such an important cog here on the T side as well.
35 seconds for Magisk and Madden. And the two M's marry together to recover the round. Really important kill from Infinite. That's a great catch. Now Magisk What can he do? Low HP, should find it, does find it. It's now very, very winnable. Fang has got the AWP picked up. I'm not sure if he's got a rifle to switch back to.
I mean, he could drop the AWP out just towards Secret, pick up a rifle in transition. He was really hoping that Magisk would try and head down Secret, but Fang's going to hold on to the AWP for the 1v1, and Magisk has such a good read on where he's going to be coming through from as well. Full confidence right now.
It's the perfect off angle for Magisk as well, especially against an AWP. Fang is going to have to hard clear this and hit it instantly. Magisk, all the experience in the world. Once again, that Molotov, it's not going to spread. Oh, it's not going to spread. That's so frustrating for Fang, and he's not going to clear it properly. Magisk breathes a sigh of relief, as you can see on the player cam.
Man.
That's a painful one for Fang.
It's happened again. It's happened again. They've gotten themselves into a really good position, and they haven't been able to convert it into a round win. A triple kill there from Fang. Surely he would have thought that was enough. And as you say, the molly doesn't spread. It's not even like it was an incendiary. It was a T-sided molly that he had thrown there.
Point.
And it still doesn't go deep enough.
It's happened again. It's happened again. Losing a man advantage. It's happened again. I watched the Euros last night, if you hadn't guessed.
I think we should stick to casting. Either way, 6-2 eco round now for the CT side, and Party Astronauts, they're on the brink, Trav. They're on the brink of being eliminated from ESL Challenger Jönköping 2024.
And the thing that hurts for PA is there's definitely been glimpses. The rounds they've won, they've had decent protocols in. I like some of the ideas. But there's been no way for them to keep consistency and string them together.
Even in the rounds they've lost, they've been able to get themselves into some good positions, but then they've just dropped the ball. Infinite deep in towards Squeaky, going to get cleared by Snappy, but he does still come good with the kill. Shouldn't be able to get anything more than just the one frag. That's why his teammate, Ben, is trying to assist him here. Drops off of HUD, tries to force the issue, but Dupree's covering the bases right now. And, well, Wolfie with the USP wouldn't have been able to get much done. 7-2, Falcons half win guaranteed, are on course to book that date with Mongols a little bit later on today.
I think that one could be a bit of a sleeper in terms of not being a boring game, but being more exciting than maybe you'd expect.
Could be the game of the tournament so far.
Yeah.
Of course, we got MIBR versus Complexity up next, and that also has potential to be a red-hot match.
I mean, I'm super looking forward to watching the Mongols and possibly Falcons, of course, should be Falcons going up against each other.
Loser eliminated, of course.
Yeah.
And both teams would certainly have expected to make a deep run in this competition, right? You don't make it to the semis if you lose that match, so there'll certainly be a disappointed team at the end of that game.
It'll be Lucy and Brandon to take you through that game, but we'll be keeping a BDR on it from the green room. I think that Aurora versus Falcons best of one yesterday was definitely my favourite game of the tournament so far.
Oh, yeah.
But I've got to mention, really enjoying what I've seen from Ent too, with Poddy and SDY.
Yeah, great start
pace.
yesterday.
Hang on a moment. Pace for Falcons in toward the A side, and it's getting absolutely munched up by Party Astronauts. Sumpires has been tagged down to 17. It looks like we maybe have some progress, and this time that is not going to be a plant toward B. They're not letting it happen again. And Sumpires, as we said, miles away. This will be a round for PA to try and claw back a possible 7-5.
Snappy does love that call. I mean, obviously it's a call that you see regularly on the T side, but Snappy in particular does love a pace change on the T side of Nuke. You know, they throw that mini smoke, they throw the squeaky smoke as well. They try exec off the back of a flash through the smoke, and it was really important that Party Astronauts were able to deny that exec, because if they fall to that, then that's something that Falcons will just look to abuse once again. But because Falcons weren't successful with that strat, it's probably not something they'll bring to the table again for the rest of the half.
I'd see another nice round for PA, like a really solid A hold. Maybe it was, slightly misplayed by Falcons, you could say, with some of the utility perhaps, but again, it's you feel like it's so close for PA to maybe just get a streak, get some momentum. Momentum is a invisible thing, but it can certainly be felt.
Yeah, something that they haven't experienced yet here in this tournament. Can they try build them up here towards the end of this first half? Really important that they give themselves something to fight for going into their T side. Oh, Fang ticking to the molly. That gives Madden the information, but actually didn't look too prepared for the fight there. I would have expected a bit more of a swing coming through from Madden. More just shift walks into the angle. Fang, I have no idea how he's still alive right now. But it looks like he will be able to maintain his position. Falcon's going to depart the scene and just try and shift their presence elsewhere.
I know there's been barely any maps played in this tournament so far. I'll be very interested to see how it ends off when everything is said and done. But right now, Dupree is one of the top-rated players of the tournament. And he had a brilliant day yesterday, despite losing, of course. First map was a 1.83 for him, 15-6, and he's 11-5 again, leading the way for Falcons. 6C, taking a lot of damage to that Molotov though, and that's a great entry for Sunpius. Again, good rifle work from him. It's going to mostly be down to the B defender in Wolfie. With the AWP in position, single door opens in his face. Got to worry about double as well. Can he get a double kill from double? Oh, he cannot. That was the one that could have changed things. Bentley is still here. Of course, Magix is very low, but Sunpius, even on 20 HP, was very solid for that trade. Fang does stop Snappy on his lurk, though. Now, Sunpius, 8 seconds. He finds one more, and, oh, we had enough time for the plant, but he chooses the fake, and that's going to lose him the round.
Yeah, he actually gets ahead of himself a little bit there. Certainly could have got the bomb plant because he knew that Fang was up towards that A bomb site, so that is a rare mistake coming through from Sunpius. And that will afford consecutive rounds now to Party Astronauts. They get a 4th on the board. Looking to just try and keep themselves in the conversation. Looking to try and make sure they keep Falcons within reach.
Moving parts in that round for Falcons. I mean, we know that Snappy is very probably going to be one of those players, maybe alongside Magis, that you said before, with on that sort of door lurk around A. Tries to drop down, Snappy on the timing to get 1 kill on the rotation, but in the end, Fang staying alive wins the round. And to follow it up, PA are stringing something together here. I said 7-5 was a possibility, and it doesn't rule them out of this map without it gives them a slight chance, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. Looking like they're playing with some confidence right now, taking the fight to Falcons. Wolfie fully prepared to for the peak to come through from Dupree. Capitalizes on it as well. Big advantage now for Party Astronauts, looking destined to get themselves the 5th round, and it almost looks locked in at this point. It's just Sunpius left remaining, 1 versus 4. No way for him to knock down the door, and he will be finished off by his counterpart. Party Astronauts have done it. They've gotten themselves a 5th on the board. Is it enough?
Finally, something to work with for Party Astronauts in this tournament. 7-5 is not a bad return at all. But now T-side Nuke, can they find a way to take a map? And even that would be a big upset.
I mean, they've shown some good form in the pistol round so far, Trav. Have Party Astronauts, I think they've won 2 out of 3 so far. Is it maybe 3 for 3? Either way, it is looking pretty good here from the CT side on the offset. Dupree will find himself a second. Magisk struggling to complete that kill on Infinite, but it is now a 2-man advantage. Party Astronauts have to shift their presence.
And they've just used all their utility as well on PA for that one execute, so this is going to be very hard to fight their way back in, but it is a pistol round. Thing is, Sunpius is choosing not to phase, just about gets it done in the end.
Yeah.
And Fang is 23 points of health, almost reacts for the second. Fair play to the attempt there. NT in chat for that, but Falcons back on the score sheet.
It's one of those things that, yeah, they used their util towards the A-bomb site, but they had no option but to cancel the original plan because it just wasn't going to work out after they lost the initial players trying to entry in towards the site. So I think it was a good pivot towards Ram coming through from them, but unfortunately just doesn't work out the way that they would have hoped. And it was 2 out of 3 pistol rounds. They won the second half pistol round on Anubis, and they won the first pistol round here on Nuke as well. It was the 60 Julies that nearly came good in the first round of Anubis, but yeah, they've shown some prowess in the pistol round so far. Now going to be an eco for them on this T side. And a chance here for Falcons to just rack up some extra money.
That's what they're going to want. PA's only choice is to try and take it slowly and force Falcons to use up that utility. But there goes the bomb.
Well, okay, not a bad kill there from Fang, just rattling off the shots with the Deeg. Madden essentially just steps in front of the bullet, loses his head. And Fang has been the one guy who's been able to go toe-to-toe with Falcons today. He has stood tall, which has been impressive. And you think about what Alan had said on the desk with 60, for example, trying to make a case for potential teams to, you know, maybe earmark him and consider him as a player. I think Fang's doing a good job for himself right now as well.
And he has that S2 experience, doesn't he? He has that X2 experience. There may be reasons that perhaps he has had to drop down, but there is a reason why he was there in the first place. I do like him as a player. I hope he... I do remember doing some of my early games as a commentator and some of those qualifiers. A lot of those late-night extra salt matches, of course. They're all very enjoyable. And I always enjoyed him all the way back then as well. I knew he was destined for good things, but sadly, maybe he needs to bounce back. Gun round is underway. Fang will try and bounce back in this round because he's only 24 points of health off the back of that goal.
But they've been able to get the bomb down here on the safe bomb side. Fresh smoke in towards Mini as well, but unfortunately for Fang, he can't get out of trouble. Spam through the smoke from Madden will collect that kill, and now a man advantage for Falcons. They've got utility, they've got a kit. Dupree's on a massive flank. I don't think they have the luxury of time here to wait for Dupree to get in a position. They might have to get a move on before he is able to affect the situation. They're leaving this one incredibly late right now. Sunpius lines up the support util to get them in towards the safe bomb side as well, and there we go. As I expected, they have to get a move on and try and figure out where these players are playing the post plant. Dupree's presence alone is going to have an impact. One kill comes through from Infinite, but there's no time here. I don't think that there's time. No, they've left it too late, Trav.
Wow. And you're right about them wanting to wait for Dupree and worried about that time on the clock. I saw they had 3 defuse kits, and I was like, okay, they've got some utility. They can use this and get onto the bomb pretty much ASAP, but...
They overcooked it.
Yeah, they waited too long. Absolutely right. There are not many things that get overcooked that still taste nice.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Got me there.
Can't think of one?
No. You got one?
No.
I guess the clue's in the name, overcooked, so yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say that. There's the classic meme, isn't there, with like, is it meat, where it's like everything above a certain level is overcooked or whatever?
Yeah, well, I think eating raw beef's not the worst thing in the world because the enzymes get damaged when you cook it. Either way,
okay.
I'll give you some culinary lessons a little bit later on because Party Astronauts, they feast on Snappy.
No snaps for Snappy. And this round for PA, of course, they only barely won it in that previous round. So the buyers was a little bit awkward. Galil's, Mac tends to in play, but for how much longer? Infinite does get his one, MP9 will be swapped to. But they do have this advantage And you know what? I mentioned about PA playing with a bit more reckless abandon. Well, I really appreciate their decision to go for basically a full ramp rush in that round. And it looks like it's going to work for them despite their health.
Job's done. Falcons have already accepted their fate in the round. They're going to commit to the save. Despite the fact the damage that's been done, they wouldn't have been able to confirm that. dupree's just trying to lock them into the bomb site. Madden's on the opposite side as well. Just trying to inflict maximum damage now, really. And there we go. The low HP player going to find out the hard way where dupreeh is positioned. Eventually, dupreeh will go down. 60 should be able to get far away enough to keep his M4 in play. But, yeah, I mean, considering that Falcons lose the round, at least they're able to take a few extra players down.
Okay, so the logical answer to this game is that Falcons will still find a way to win this. They're still in the lead. They should take it 2-0. Fair enough. But I'm seeing worrying things from them.
Yeah.
Like, there are still bits and pieces where you look at it and it's like, this is why they've been losing at the A tier and S tier level.
And when you're seeing those deficiencies and those cracks kind of being exposed by a team like Party Astronauts, then that is a real concern. Eco round now for Falcons, and a good chance for PA to close the gap to 1 round, Trav.
But they've had a problem against rounds like this in both days of play so far. Even with it, when it's just maybe a couple of rifles in play, even if it's less than that, even if it's MP9s and 5.7s.
It's true, but we're seeing them with some newfound confidence, so we want to have faith, man. We want to have faith.
So do I, man. I want to have faith.
We want to have a game in our hands. I mean, for you and I, you know, in a selfish way, this is our only game of the day. So I want to maximize this opportunity, man. So the longer, the better. Let's keep this ball rolling.
Ooh, snappy. Even with the pistol there, that could have been a chance to trade Bentley. He was down to 45 health, but a good catch. And the only real threat is that Sunpious A1S. Been a big enjoyer of the A4. Well, of course, now it's been reduced to 3 grand as well. I think I do prefer that M4 overall. Those extra 10 bullets just feel so nice. Spray pattern, of course, with the A1S is a little bit easier, which does make it more comfortable at range sometimes. I feel like you need to burst with the A4 more often than not.
I feel like we're getting closer to a place where it's kind of like a map-dependent or a role-dependent thing. You know, we could see players switching between the two, but we haven't really gotten there yet. Still, you know, quite heavy personal preferences between the two different M4s.
Yeah. There are some specialists for sure. I think I saw Result use the A4 yesterday and in the previous tournaments he's played. And there are just some players who have got that M4 A4 spray absolutely down and they look really clean with it.
Twist's one of them, I think?
I think so. But I think he does use both.
Okay. Which I kind of think is the way that Valve have, you know, intended for it to be. The way that you can now have them both in the loadout as well.
Yeah, there's been lots of discussion about that in terms of why on earth are you letting me play your wonderful video game but limiting what I can choose to buy. I think it was, you know, multiple people have sort of given that idea. Why don't you just let me buy everything? Why does it have to be a choice-based game? It shouldn't be. It should be, should give you every option out there. Gonna have to forego adding the M249 to my loadout.
Yeah, damn, I know. How are you sleeping at night, Trav? It's the auto sniper not going to make the mix as well. I mean,
I don't have the auto sniper in. I think my CT loadout is
FAMAS 2 M4s, AUG, Scouts. No, you're missing the AWP then.
Missing the AWP. I think I've got 2 M4s, AWP, Scout, and AUG actually.
Okay.
Not that I use the AUG much. I might have to switch that. But still viable, the AUG, compared to the Krieg, that's for sure.
Yeah. Don't see many players use it, but situationally. Either way, this is a very important round here. A great opportunity for Party Astronauts to not only level up the scoreline, but to break that CT side economy as well. And then they could actually pull ahead here at the end of the map. Sunpious misses the key shot. Party Astronauts bursting their way through the squeaky door. They found a chink in the armor. They've been able to get down Venton towards this B-bomb site, and Falcons only now catch wind of it. Snappy the first to try rotate down, and Sunpious has lost his head. This round might be as good as done.
Hello, Party Astronauts. We've got a game on our hands. We knew it would probably be the case as soon as they won that all-important recovery round a couple ago and forced Falcons away. Even with that slightly lesser investment to follow, of course, because they only won that round before with 1 player alive. Now they've got money to work with. Now they've got rifles across the board. Now we are 9 rounds each. Hello.
This is the classic meme with the guy with the glasses and the butterfly, and Party Astronauts is like, is this what momentum is? Finally, they've been able to experience the intangible, and they're looking to hunt here as well. They're letting themselves loose right now in towards CT. All 4 of the Falcons players are here right now. Even just 1 kill for Party Astronauts would be valuable, would be welcomed, but it's not going to happen.
And they took so much damage to the bomb there as well.
Yeah, probably dissuades them.
Yeah, just might as well keep the weaponry. And Falcons, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would very much doubt in any game against any opponent you'd go for a 4v5 retake on
But
B.
in a game like this, surely, mate.
But in a game like this, I know their economy is in a pretty bad spot. I think they may be thinking, we cannot afford to even lose a map here, because that is going to add even more pressure to us in the media. Maybe that's not something they think about, to be fair, but still, I feel like it's a worrying situation for them.
I think they're sticking to the flowchart too religiously in a situation like this, where maybe they should just be changing it up because of the opponents that they're playing against and show a little bit more confidence, man. You can't just be like, oh, well, 4 versus 5, let's call it a day. Either way, it does afford them a full buy here once again. If they lose this round, then Party Astronauts take the lead. And we enter into a very precarious territory indeed. Nuke is supposed to be one of the 2 maps that Falcons are very comfortable on, so this is a worrying sign.
Is there a world in which we could actually go 3? There certainly is.
Looks
from what
like
we've
it.
seen.
Yeah. Party Astronauts, they're just playing numbers-based Counter-Strike right now, man, and I love to see it. Moving with a bit of pace, grouped up in towards ramp they go. Snappy will fall back, leaves Madden alone.
They are playing, exactly like sticking to the playbook. They're playing very, very cautious as well. In general, like these are obviously common setups, common angles. There's nothing out of the ordinary, but you'd think they'd maybe not treat PA with as much respect.
Yeah, assert your dominance a little bit more, man. Either way, here we go. Party Astronauts around that 35-second mark are going to take some control towards ramp. Snappy, in the meantime, has made his way down. He's the one player between them and that B bomb side. And he doesn't have any immediate support either because Fang's made his way down secret. Snappy has it all to do right now. The world on his shoulders, and he's good for a frag. But now they know exactly where he is. He has to stay alive for as long as possible. And the cavalry's arrived in time. Okay, breathe a sigh of relief as Falcons have got their campaign back on track.
Not even a bad call from PA in that round, but Falcons were just perfectly set up for it. A big cheer as well.
Yeah, you can hear the crowd getting behind, coming through for Falcons. Welcome, everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying the show and hope you're going to stick around for the day as well. MIBR versus Complexity up next. The winner of this against the Mongols later on.
I'm sure the Mongols Ultras will be back in force for that.
Yeah.
They were there for the first game of the morning yesterday, which is just shows the dedication of some of these fans, which is wonderful to see.
It's what you get out of regional teams as well, like national teams. Obviously, with international teams, you kind of spread it out a lot more. So you don't get the same sort of support from one country. And that is what I love about seeing, from a team like the Mongols.
This is a really good hold from Snappy. Some Pius and Magisk in the right position on the retake at the right time as well. It's an awkward angle for some Pius, I feel like. Still managed to get away with his one. Maybe a slight right eye peek helping him out. Now in the following round. You know that PA had money built up, so they can go again. With plenty of utility. Plenty to work with. Trying to get control toward outside once again. Look at them creeping forward toward Mini here. Some Pius. Those smokes are going to fade, and Magisk is here to help too. And it couldn't be worse for PA.
Yeah. Just poor timing, internal clock there not working out. They needed to get across when there was still some life left in that smoke. As it fades away, they become exposed, and they just get picked apart limb from limb. Carcasses littering the ground. Infinite and Ben left to try pick up the pieces, but the pieces are scattered everywhere. And it is basically an impossible situation for them to recover. Anticlimactic, Trav.
It's the hope that kills. Quite literally in this case.
Yeah. At least they've given themselves something to be proud of so far. At least they showed some resolve, some grit, some fight back.
Yeah, like if they went out to the tournament, like losing all the maps, like 13-6, 13-4, that sort of like that, they probably would have been feeling pretty terrible. But they've shown what they're made of, at least on this nuke. I really think, I don't know, I'd be very interested to hear what the desk has to say about some of their ideas on their T side and their CT side, actually. Because I really think it's really not been that bad from PA at all in this particular map, especially some of those CT side setups and assertive moments that they put forth. But Falcons, they've got the name value for a reason.
All right, well, do or die now for Party Astronauts. Gonna spend all their money coming into this next round. Probably gonna be something quite punchy here. Tech9's 1 AK in tow as well. Falcons have found their footing once again. They're gonna be feeling a bit more confident with the 2-round lead. You win this one, the map and series is as good as done.
Three Tech9s, that Mac-10 and the AK on Wolfie. Wolfie's been quite a good rifler in this tournament. It's just the AWPing that I feel like has been a bit off for him, sadly. So maybe it's something he can work with here. Falcons need 2 rounds for that date with Mongols, like you said. It's going to be an execute in toward A for PA, but at least a fake first. All the utility will go in toward that point, and then it's going to be a straight up ramp push. Lots of dinks coming through. Snappy will eat the first, but it's going to be answered back on immediately by Madden and Sunpius.
Yeah, I'd imagine Party Astronauts were getting very excited after they found that opening kill onto the ramp anchor, but Madden and Sunpius arrive on the scene just in time. They got the read that it was a fake towards that A bomb site, so a very quick pivot towards ramp comes through from them. Not the cleanest spray from Magisk. In fact, he won't even get the kill, so PA have been able to recover this back into an even numbers game. The problem is the 2 players are very isolated. Bomb carrier's ramp, and then you've got a player committed to the bomb site. He's now dead, and 6E has to find the clutch.
So you're saying there's a chance. That smoke is a little bit awkward. I think it catches that pixel in the floor there and bounces back, so it doesn't block off single door. Very awkward and frustrating for him.
They'll know he has to be committed to the site here. Hasn't been able to open up a door, so it does certainly reduce what they have to clear as they make their way forward.
Sunpius, of course, very low with that AWP, but he's got an all-important incendiary. It's not going to be used on 6E's position, though. He's got a chance in this one. The longer the time ticks by, Sunpius is the only one with that kit as well, so if he jumps onto the bomb at 1 bullet from death, what can he really do with that? Great clear from 6E, and Dupree, he's only just getting into the action. 6E's going to clutch it out. 1 round the gap again.
There we go. What a brilliant recovery. Party Astronauts giving Falcons a taste of their own medicine. Dupree and Sunpius just taking so long to get in position. Again, we see Falcons playing very hesitantly in the retake, and it costs them massively. I don't even know if the control room window was broken there, so I don't think that Dupree had anything to be concerned about outside of the B bomb site itself.
There is a world now for PA. 6E, the birthday boy, gets a 1v2 against Falcons. And a brilliant hold and calmly played. And yeah, Sunpius wanting to go for the first peek with that smoke on the site that was still up. 1 bullet from death. As I said, he was the one with the kit, so any tickle would have taken him down if he committed to the defuse. And Dupree, as you say, didn't have a kit himself. Took a very, very long time to figure it all out. He wouldn't have, even if he got the kill, I think he wouldn't have had time to run back and get the kit and get the defuse.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. No chance. That is not like Magisk. Basically just painted the outline of Ben there.
Yeah. One thing I have actually noticed from Magisk in this tournament, I wouldn't say it's been hit and miss because he's been very, very solid, but I've seen incredible holds for him, including that 3K on Nuke yesterday. I think there was that back and forth round against Aurora where he held it beautifully. But I'm also seeing whiffy sprays like that from him, so need to maybe cut those out. Fang. Oh, they're going one by one into an AWP. They're going one by one into an AWP. No.
Oh, they're being picked apart. It's the first time we've really seen them disjointed like this in the past few rounds, and maybe just getting a little bit ahead of themselves after the success out of 6E in that clutch 1 versus 2 could all be for naught. They're on the brink. Map and series points now for Falcons. They've got 2 chances here in regulation to seal the series 2-0.
Falcons, good little recovery at the end of this game because pressure would have actually started to build a little bit with PA drawing so close, losing important rounds as well. I'm not necessarily sure there would be an embarrassment factor for Falcons in a game like this. I don't think yet really at all, but if they did find a way to lose this map, it would have been a big issue.
Yeah, certainly, man. A disaster. I mean, even for people who didn't watch the game and just saw on HLTV, they would have dropped a map. It would have been a massive shock, right? So just trying to save face right now more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, they've just got so many years of experience. They can cut all that stuff out. I mean, I don't think it's...
That's what I was saying coming into this as well, right? They wouldn't be feeling the pressure in that regard.
Yeah, they're just... they know how to handle themselves in a team, and especially with the rife madness of social media, smartly of them. So let's see
All right,
if this rush is going to finish off this game. Some Pius will get another, and Snappy, oh, he's so blinded up, but everyone's so very blind. Everyone's stuck on each other. 3v4 though, make that a 2v4, make that just 60, and he needs a massive birthday gift to win this round. He manages to recover the AWP, switches to the M4 instead, and he's got the bomb on his back, and he's got 40 seconds to play with.
Yeah, he could find some isolated jewels here as well. It's just about which direction he goes in. A player on either bomb site. Falcons hedge their bets, covering both sites, and there's actually a moving part here as well. This is a really smart reposition coming through from Magisk. There's no world in which 60 expects this, so gonna have to just try and clear out his bases as he makes his way forward. A beautiful angle being held by the Dane right now. 60 will step into it, and you know what? He will come good with the kill. Magisk misses the shot again, and 60 looks like there's something worth celebrating here. It's all on Madden to try and finish off the job here in the 23rd round, as we expected to be the case coming in initially.
Surely not again, 60. Surely not again. He gets the angle on Madden as he comes up the vents, and 60 does it again. And that certainly was super sexy.
He has saved them from being eliminated, from heading to the airport right here, right now. He's bought them at least one more round, Trav. One more round. 60 says, I'm not done just yet.
Goodness me. He's not even had the best game in terms of numbers, but it's all down to the impact frags. And let's see the grin, 60. You deserve it. 2 massive 1v2s. Winning that duel on Magisk was unbelievable.
Yeah, the way he cleared out that corner was quite special, man.
Magisk could have had a bit of a right-eye peek there.
Yeah, true.
He had all the advantages.
But he has looked pretty rough today. Certainly some rust there on Magisk. We've seen the spray not looking great from him. And now we have a situation where, well, at least Falcons have full money coming into this, Trav. So they've got everything that they need to try and deny Party Astronauts finishing off the job. But I don't think that Party Astronauts are going to have a great buy here. No, they don't.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's your reward for winning the round. Good job, lads, but good luck.
One player alive again. This has to be Pacey. There's no way this is not Pacey with 3 Mac 10s. They've got, obviously, they're going to afford all the utility by going to those SMGs, but oh my goodness, how on earth do you get these into play? Seems like it might have to be a pretty puggy round to make the Mac 10s work. They're going to go for a bit more of a calculated outside play though, fair play to them. Just trying to get up close and personal in towards Secret, maybe dive their way onto B, get themselves down that angle, and
oh, here we go.
Oh, it's a fake though. Outside smokes into a fast A player. Magisk, Incendiary down on site. First kill comes through for Dupree though, but the Mac 10s are overrunning him. Magisk is playing anti-flash, and they're overrunning the site. 4 versus 2. Madden needs his answer back pretty quickly to make this round even possible, and he will find it. Some bias toward heaven, 2v3, and he has to duck down the ladder again as a Molotov comes through. Dink comes through on Madden, and surely we're going to overtime.
Yeah, job's done. This is locked in. Party Astronauts have done it off the back of a 1 versus 3 clutch from 60. Unless Sunpius can do the unfathomable. He hasn't got a kit. He's recovered a rifle, but he's going to have to walk into the crossfire, the jaws of death. They know exactly where he's coming from. It's a matter of time, surely. Sunpius taps that defuse, but time is of the essence, and he is not being given anything, and they will take from him everything. Sunpius eventually going to go down, and Party Astronauts have locked in OT.
Can you believe it? What a performance from PA. I mentioned I liked a lot of the stuff they've been doing on this map. It's not even one of their best regionally in recent times, but this is a really solid performance. And
oh, it's looking like there's something with the mouse there for Magisk, perhaps.
that would be that's a time for it to go to
maybe
overtime.
not enough slack on the mouse, perhaps?
I don't know. I'm not going to speculate because we need to give some praise to Party Astronauts, I think, for how they've managed to pull that one back. And I even love the way they played it against some Pius in that final round. Flash coming in over the top from Hut. Flash coming in from the default player as well. Refusing to give him a fight. Not knowing whether he has a kit or not. Just absolutely playing the clock to the best of their ability, and they get their reward.
I think the biggest thing of it all is that they make good of the 61 versus 3, man. It's not like that clutch was in vain, right? Such a well-constructed round from them in the previous as well. Very good stuff coming through from Party Astronauts. A good call out of Ben. Just collapsing on that A-bomb site. Great entry kills coming through from them. Playing with confidence, playing with conviction.
Oh, it's that push from Snappy through that smoke. He thinks that the The ammunition is low, but the reaction was too quick. Oh, wow. We've got more rounds. The question is, how deep is the Ben Leap playbook? More T rounds to come for them before they finally get that switch back to CT. Damage done to Magisk early round, though. Down to 41 already.
All right, well, we wiped the slate clean. 12 all. Falcons going to be under immense pressure right now. Party Astronauts have done fantastically well to get themselves into this position. How far can they take it is the question. Oh, bang. Just wants to force the gunfight. He hears the reload. That's a good kill coming through from him. And they could switch things up here because the initial plan was to head down Secret. Fang gets an entry in Mini. And there's another kill that's come through from 60 as well. Falcons just looking devastated on the defense right now.
Yeah, and PA played it calmly again. They get that opening kill. They just pounce through Mini immediately. There was a fresh smoke that came in from Falcons. They didn't need to commit to it. They didn't. And they get the reward with this 60 entry toward Hell. 5v3. And what a massive round this could prove to be. If you get more than one on T-side Nuke in overtime, you'll be, you won't necessarily be unhappy. And the one could come at the first time of asking.
That would get them the lead for the first time in a long time.
I'm really happy to see them play time and play calm and composed here. They've figured out where some Pius is, but maybe Infinite didn't need to chase that kill. But they know they have presence down
because now
toward
that
B.
they have that information, it means that they can make a move in towards this B bomb site. And as for Falcons, I mean, it doesn't even look like they're in a position to consider the retake. It is MR312K, so it makes sense to just have a crack at it. But it feels like they may just call it a day, dropping down into the vent. Okay, so Pius drops Ben lead 6 foot under, and that will get things in motion. They only have one kit between the three of them. That's on Magisk. So they're going to have to keep an eye on that as they start to surge their way forward, hunting for these kills. They've got a little bit of util. Dupree's got a smoke. That's going to go onto the bomb here as well. But Party Astronauts are giving nothing.
And these are perfect angles, you would think, for 60, but he commits to it a bit too long. It's down to Wolfie and Fang. First comes through, but there are still two more to find. Great second from Wolfie, and some Pius is stuck. No scope, close range, but he has to find Fang, and Fang is playing time. There's no way some Pius wins this round without a kit picked up, and Pierre found the way again.
Oh my goodness, they've been able to get themselves the lead. The first round here in overtime goes the way of the North Americans. And they have the lead in the dying stages of the map. And that's going to put so much pressure on Falcons, man. This is their map pick, but you certainly wouldn't say so based on how things have gone so far.
See Fang, like, he's absolutely locked in, isn't he? Like, he goes for that spray in toward Mini, and he starts moving forward before the killer's even done. He thinks, oh, I've got this one already. Let's entry even further. He is that kind of player. In the end, that could have gone awry. Doesn't in the end. Just crouches enough in time for that spray to be recovered. And PA deal with it really nicely down toward B in what was a very difficult situation in the end. That dropped down the vents from some Pius, and some Pius is starting to miss a few shots as well. He'll get removed by Fang too.
Yeah, Snappy's been traded out as well. Magic's going to step up to the plate, and he will also go down. Falcons are faltering. What? Oh my goodness, not just having their wings clipped, but entirely chopped off at this point. Madden is the only player left alive, and not for much longer either. Fang finds the kill. Party Astronauts now just 2 rounds away from winning on Nuke.
And they're getting hyped as well. We spoke about that earlier. They've been very calm and composed, but, you know, you're only here once. You're only here once at Jönköping 2024. Take advantage of it. Have some fun. It looks like they certainly are right now. Big smiles, big fist bumps, big high fives. They know they've got a wonderful opportunity to take this all the way. And of course, to that third map decider of Ancient, which we didn't think we were ever going to see.
Yeah, and it's not like that's a promising map for Falcons by any stretch of the imagination. Party Astronauts are going to be in a fantastic mood right now. They're on the brink of completing a flawless first half of overtime. Winning 3 rounds here on the T side would set them instead to close out the map, no doubt, on their CT half. Seems like Falcons have been looking to try and take the fight to Party Astronauts in the early stages of these past few rounds. Maybe just need to reel it in a little bit.
Yeah, I have noticed that. PA have been kind of hearing them on the sprint, on the flank. And I've been catching them really nicely. 14-12. They clean sweep. T overtime on Nuke. Wouldn't that be something? This whole performance is something.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a performance to be proud of. This is something they can carry back to North America no matter how the map ends, and yeah, be happy with how things have gone here. But they want more. They want the map itself. They want to see the light of Ancient as they set themselves up for a big exec in towards the safe bomb site. Dupree rains death and devastation from above, and finally, it's the sea of blue in the kill feed.
Wolfie and Bentley, now just Wolfie. He has the bomb, so he'll be able to dive down the vents. But I think there's going to be some worrying positions to worry about. Oh, little fake out. They actually think he was planting in the open, and Snappy will finally get it done. But 2 on T side is great for PA. Dupree, though, once again delivering on that hold. I think he's up to 27 kills now again. Things have just not been going well for Falcons, but the one thing you've been able to rely on is that Dupree will keep on fragging.
Well, can't clock out yet, that's for sure. We're going to flip the script now. Falcons going to move on towards that T side. They're going to have to call the game. I will say, great calls coming through from Ben here in overtime. He's actually calling one of those halves where you're playing the situation and you're not playing by the textbook anymore. You're playing with pace. You know that your opponents are nervous. You know that they're stressed out, that they have a lack of composure, and he's exploiting them with the calls that are coming through, taking the fight to them, not letting them settle in the round, not letting them get comfortable, constantly applying pressure. And you can see he's feeling pretty damn good about it.
The small pause adds to the nerves. Figuring out the headset, I believe, there for Dupree. Is that a yellow umbrella mouse pad? Is that a How I Met Your Mother reference? That would be something.
Wouldn't know myself, mate.
Those who know, then I respect your knowing.
And for those who don't, you're like me.
There it is. Very worn mouse as well, by the looks of things, but sometimes the worn mice can feel the most comfortable, can't they?
He hasn't changed his mouse before a tournament, has he?
No, I can tell you that.
At least not recently. Probably a bit nervous too.
Party Astronauts 14-13 on CT side. The magic number, of course, is
16.
Global Offensive.
That's it. And it's an opening kill here from Fang as well. He's been getting some good opening kills on that T side. He's got the job done to open up this round here as well. Falcons, all 4 players left alive, just going to group themselves up towards ramp. Burst their way forward. Ben forced back by the utility, so at least Falcons able to get some map control. But where do they go from here is the question. Looks like they're just going to keep up the pace. They chase Ben down. Big frag coming through from them, but Fang catches them with the util. He catches them in transition. Multi-kill comes through. There's no way for him to stay alive. He's just trying to buy as much time as possible. You're going to see 60 arrive on the scene. Good double back from Snappy, but there's still more to be done.
Oh, the Molotov will be whiffed as well. Awkward moments for Snappy. He's in a 1v2. He's got full health. It's very winnable, but fantastic play from Fang. Not just the fact he gets 3 kills, but the fact he wastes so much time as well for 60 to get into the action. And Pierre playing very aggressive on this one, but in the end it worked. 2 through glass. They knew it was broken. And that is the huge factor that sets up for that double push through that position to catch off Snappy. They're 1 away from the map.
Yeah, they're working really well as a team right now. They're just playing off of each other, which is exactly what we've been asking for them. Phenomenal synergy on display right now. And Falcons have to force another set of overtime. That is what's required of them. They need 2 rounds in a row here. Map point for Party Astronauts on the brink of taking this to a 3rd.
Dupree again hit an insane entry to kick off that. Just didn't hold any bars, dealing with Ben Leek and going straight down toward B. But met Fang. And the Fang bit. 15-13. 2 opportunities. And they're going to be going in toward ramp once again. This time Dupree is first to drop. Ben Leek gets some revenge. And he's sticking around for another one. I love that plan because Wolfie is not expected on that timing either. 5 versus 3, some Pius, Madden and Snappy left to recover Nuke.
Yeah, Falcons don't have much to show for the 5 versus 3, bar a little bit of control. It's a very similar round to what we saw in the previous. This time, though, Madden has been able to cross into Secret undetected, so he takes down the Rotator. And Ben is in a very tough spot now. If he could even find a kill, that would be fantastic. Surely Falcons clear this out. They do, but it costs them their IGL, and Sun Pius has to trade. He does. Bomb recovered, 2 versus 3 in the post plot. Madden, massive job on his shoulders right now, holding the angle, gets stepped in on. The spray's good for 1, but not the second.
It's down to Sunpius to keep Falcons alive on Nuke. He's got 1 HE. He's going to play with the door to play a bit of fakery. Infinite and Wolfie trying to recover. First kill will come through. Down to Sunpius. Hits the headshot with the AWP to boot. And Falcons stay alive for 1 more round.
And you can see it's just pure relief on their faces, man. No excitement, no celebrations. It is just relief that they are alive for another round. One more round here, potentially. The end of the map, or we run it back in OT2. That is what we're faced with right now.
You're absolutely right when it comes to seeing the relief on their faces. They know they should be nowhere near as close as this. 60. Oh, he's got a gap on the corner of that top hut molly. It's again a speedy play from Falcons, but Magis gets the entry and Fang can only get 1. And yeah, incredible.
What was that shot from Magic on the player on top of Hut just before he dies? 1 bullet fired, 1 frag found, 4 versus 2, and Falcons are on the brink of saving their blushes, at least for now.
At least for now. Bentley, he's got util and he's got a kit, but I think we know where this one's going. He actually might catch Dupree in the back. How long can he play trigger discipline here? He finds the first, looking for the second. Or if he found Madden, there was maybe a world, especially with the utility he would have had in position. You can see the grin on Bentley. He knew there was maybe a glimmer of hope there.
Yeah.
But we go on.
We go on indeed. Falcons going to be very happy that they've been able to save the day. 15-13 down. It was looking streaky. Sunpius had to 1 versus 2. We've seen some fantastic clutches on this map alone from both teams. Sunpius arguably been the best player for Falcons in recent times. Scrap that, not even arguably. I'd say he has been comfortably the best player for Falcons. And he stepped up there when they needed it the most as well. 27 kills to his name, 29 for Dupree. Also having a very good map right now, but that's not what they care about. The only numbers they care about are the ones at the top of the screen.
Oh, fast A play once again. You said earlier, Snappy loves to put these ones into practice, but Infinite, what a shot from Madden! He had no right to hit that one. And Falcons are maybe starting to think to themselves, let's just go W. Let's choose the fast play to show some superiority.
This is what we've been calling for, though. Play with some confidence, lads. Your massive favorites, just press tab and look at the names on the opposite side of the server. Blast their heads off, and that's what they've done in these past few. Way more confidence on display coming through from the Falcon squad. And it's going to regain them the lead. I'm so glad we've gotten a game here, man. I'm so glad that Party Astronauts have pitched up and they've pushed Falcons the distance. They've made them sweat, that's for sure. Alas, there's still a job to be done, Trav. And when you're the underdog, there's not much pressure throughout the map, but when you get in a position to actually win the map, all of a sudden you're like, damn, we're on the brink here. And sometimes that final hurdle can be the most difficult to traverse.
Indeed. I think you can see that high fives from Zonic and his heart of hearts, he'll know he should not be here in this situation. But the credit has to go to PA for fighting them so close. But look at this third from Madden. 3 headshots on the entry. The Stars trying to bail their team out. And obviously, it would go to a third still. It's not like they're a map down, but it's just the fact we did not expect them to lose even a map to PA. And PA have come so close. It would be a little bit of a heartbreaker if PA were to lose this map. Because you come so close, but yet so far, it does hurt that way. But Fang looking to deliver once again. On the edge of the smoke, he finds Madden, he finds Sunpius. 5v3 early doors, looking for a third perhaps, and Dupree just takes too long to come round to trade.
God damn, Fang plays that position perfectly there, just bobbing and weaving around the smoke, making it so difficult for Falcons to find the trade. And it's going to be Snappy who will get 2 back in return, but the numbers were already so brutal for Falcons that it doesn't really move the needle. Magisk finds 1 back, and he knows now because of the util that there's certainly 1 behind Silo. He's got time to play with here as well. The problem is that bomb's still in towards Mini. He knows, okay, if I've got 1 Silo, where is that second player? Trying to gain that information, slows down the pace and repositions himself. Moving in towards Hutcher, he's spotted a shoulder, footstep would have been heard. He really wants to pause the gunfight, but Infinite will find the frag. And the scoreline's been leveled up once again.
Great hold from Fang. There's two ways at looking at what Dupree just did there. It's the one, he wasn't fast enough on the trade to make sure he takes Fang down. Two, he thinks he's a little bit too far away and maybe tries to delay it to make Fang think there's not a third player there.
Yeah.
But in the end, I don't think either would have worked.
Yeah, Fang was just on one in that moment there, man. Brilliant triple kill coming through from him. Like I said, the way that he just tucks himself in behind the smoke, they think he's fallen back all the way. He re-emerges to get the second. Either way, we continue. No signs of slowing down anytime soon. Fang just keeps himself in the thick of things. This time only going to be good for the one.
And it could have been more. That spray was not clean on some pies. We got it cleaner. Maybe he could switch round and find a second. Infinite, though, finds Magisk. Look at Madden. It's on toward the A site already through Mini. Looking for the second toward Heaven.
Oh.
But Bentley just recovers it. And no heroics for Madden this time around. 3v2 for PA.
Should have had that second kill dead to right, should Madden. Unfortunately, can't connect on the initial taps. He commits to the dirty spray, but gets betrayed. And now it's on Dupree and Snappy to try and take a lead going into their CT side here in OT2. And they brought it back into an even numbers game, only for a brief moment though. IGL versus IGL goes the Dane's way. And does Wolfie force the issue? How does he play the one versus one? Edges his way forward, kill comes through. And that's now a lead for the underdogs.
Another 2-1. This time, it'll be the other side. They have to complete it on the T side for Party Astronauts. Team Falcons struggling to get this over the line. We thought maybe there was some relaxing few seconds. It would only have been a few seconds once Madden, of course, got that 3K entry on the first round of this overtime. But PA will hit back once again. Everything feels edgy. Everything feels cagey for Falcons. It's just confidence and synergy as a group.
Yeah.
It's something they just have not managed to find. It was a bit of a, I guess you could say, a bit of a fairy tale run in Katowice in the end. They've shown nothing of the sort since. A bit like Ence's run, to be honest. Ence maybe trying to work their way back in this tournament, of course, with SDY and Poddy. But Falcons just all over the place. All at sea. Dupree mentioned to be in the interview at Pro League, of course, afterwards. That win against Tyloo, they lost a map to Tyloo. He said, move's just not good in the camp because we can't figure out things yet. Obviously, don't blame them or blame them for that. It's the way it will be.
Well, the two questions are, how long can Falcons just hold on here on Nuke, and will they eventually crumble? The second question is, how long can Party Astronauts just keep up this tempo and continue to find the success? It will be an opening kill coming through from Sun Pius, and it's a lovely angle. I really like this angle being held by Madden, because normally when you're crossing, you're worried about hell, worried about heaven, you're worried about the credit card. And then you start to focus secret once you get close enough. Either way, Madden will have his vision obscured. And it's a far slower approach coming through from Party Astronauts compared to what we've seen through most of their T side.
Yeah, and they've lost Infinite, so they really want to make sure they get themselves into a spot where they can maybe get some map control, get a site under their control without losing another pick. But Sun Pius is already towards Secret, ready and raring to go. That's 29 for Sun Pius and 30 for Dupree and 27 for Madden. Fang does really well to take one more, and Wolfie will find Dupree. 3v3 out of nowhere. 45 seconds, but Magis is being overlooked. He finds his one and finds Fang as well. It's all down to Wolfie. Missed
hello,
from
Sun Pius. Hello, Sun
Glock
Pius.
gets the second as well. It's all down to Snappy, but he's there just in time. Aye, aye, aye.
I think I found the imposter, mate. He gave that one away far too easily. Looking to force the issue. It will be Falcons who level up the scoreline once again. I will say, I think Party Astronauts need to keep up with that punchy style of Counter-Strike, because when they've played slower in a more default style, that's where they get picked apart. Round number 35. Here we go.
And will make his way through that mini smoke, but the HEs take him down to 39, barely seeing a soul. 17-17. Which of these teams finds a map point? It's either a match point or a map 3 point. PA still got enough utility despite the round down to a minute 10. Infinite will get some swaps over, but that's a great catch from Madden. Fang was making his way outside with only one buddy in 60. And Dupree once again is toward that rocket position. And it seems like Party Astronauts are just not clearing properly. Another multi-kill for Dupree in this game, up to 32 now.
Jesus Christ, what a display coming through from him. And they're just fighting to hold on right now, man. They're just fighting to get themselves into that game a bit later on. Little head scratch there from Zonic. Good job, lad. Of course, they go way back. They have had some immense success together over the years, as is his teammates on the left-hand side there. But that's not the focus right now. One more round is what's required of Falcons. They're on the brink of saving the day here, Trav.
Well,
on the brink.
Whatever happens for Party Astronauts, they've done themselves proud in this map. Falcons, they do get over the line in this one. They'll be trying to forget this map as quickly as possible because it should not have been as close as this.
I'm just wondering what the call's going to be here from Ben coming into this all-important round. They have to force this round just to get another set of overtime. That's what's required of them. Do they have the confidence? Do they have the cojones to go for something pacey here? Team Falcons have looked the most fallible when there has been a lot of movement going on in the round, when it's been an aggressive play coming their way. So what will the call be here from PA? Molly on top of Hut early on. And then it is just going to be the group of players heading towards ramp. We've seen this a number of times from them already.
Snappy, HE will come through.
Yum,
That could be a really well-timed HP. And look at some bias. Wolfie and Infinite, though. Two quick responses. Dupree is still there toward Hell. Another multi for Dupree. Infinite and Fang. 2v3 to save their spot in Jönköping. Oh, Madden had an opportunity, but couldn't take it just yet. It's still alive.
It is still alive indeed. Madden is aware of that threat that could be coming through from outside. He's the only player towards the lower side. Right now, no immediate rotations. Madden will get taken down by Fang. And now we have a 2 versus 2. Information's there. They know that both of the players are in towards the lower side. And we've seen Falcons take too long in these sorts of rounds in the past. Party Astronauts just hold their nerve though, Trav. They haven't actually activated after they get the kill, which has given Falcons some time here. But I'm going to let them cook. Where do they go with this one?
Oh, Infinite did so amazing there on low HP. Just takes one bullet through the door. That's enough to bait Fang in and keep Infinite alive. That'll drop the bomb, of course, on the side. Infinite had gone down, and Fang takes Magisk too. Dupree, from his heroics earlier on, is only 38 points of health. And PA, with 24 seconds, they're choosing B. They could have got up toward A, but it doesn't matter. It's a ridiculous headshot from Infinite, and we have more rounds on Nuke.
They've done it again and again and again, and they've carried themselves through. Another set of overtime required. OT3 is where we now find ourselves. I did not expect to say that coming into the series between Party Astronauts and Falcons. An unorganized, no org for Party Astronauts. Unorged against one of the most illustrious orgs in terms of the backing and the resources that they have behind them. But boy, are they taking the fight to them regardless. Bit of a taste of North America.
That was a ridiculous clear from Infinite, man, and we're not slowing down the pace at all. Ben is straight out, and unfortunately, he's straight out pretty alone. This is going to spiral, I think, for PA here. Fang gets one back, but this one is a bit disconnected. Still a 2v3, though, and of course, Falcons' rotations, they may be here. They don't want to take any risks of throwing away this man advantage, which is only, of course, a single man advantage now. They're going to give the plant over to Party Astronauts, but Madden is going to be so close on this. And 60 does not expect it. It's down to Wolfie with the rifle, finds one quick headshot, but Pius takes it. And Falcons will reach 19 first.
It's the same question I posed earlier. How long can Falcons continue to do this? How long can they keep themselves in it? You can see that it's just there's frustration, man. It's just about trying to get the job done and finish off this map. Oh my, I do like the call coming through there from Ben. Looking to get in the faces of Falcons just after they forced it into another set of overtime. Still a bit of wiggle room here for them to work with as well.
My heart's beating. I can't imagine what these guys are feeling right now.
I've always wanted to get a heart rate monitor on the players. We could just pull it up as a little graphic.
Yeah.
Get an idea of the BPM.
Well, Falcons will edge into the lead once again.
Let's just acknowledge how ridiculously good Fang has been. I know we have been throughout the map, but once again, to just turn our attention to Fang, he's had so many important clutches, so many important opening kills, multi-frags as well. You know, somebody who didn't maybe, wasn't able to get, you know, he's had some very good opportunities in some good teams. Unfortunately, it didn't work out the way he would have liked, but he's standing tall here in this really important game for his team.
Oh, Infinite. Dupree tries to take control of lobby while that outside pressure is coming through, thinking he may be able to find a timing, but Infinite is keeping a close eye on it. And Fang's got great spot toward Garage, mollied out a credit card, there goes Madden. Pierre have been very consistently finding these openings, especially toward outside. Another 5v3 turns 5v2. And Magisk and Snappy need to find something heroic, and that Molotov was just going to frustrate Magisk even further. He just chooses to go straight through it. Takes a lot of damage for that, down to 64. Caught by Fang, heard by Fang. And Snappy, he is stuck.
Oh, no. Won't get that kill though, 60 denies him. And it's going to be Party Astronauts who level up the scoreline here once again.
If you're going to have a accidental fall to your death, then I feel like...
At least you do it in style.
At least you do it in style, and at least you do it while you're in a 5v1.
Yeah, probably one of the better times to have something like that happen. Either way, 19 all. Falcons just can't find a way to pull ahead here. Party Astronauts just constantly keeping themselves within arm's reach. We've seen so many different rounds work out here for Party Astronauts as well. It's not like it's just been a one-dimensional approach from them on the T side. Some good depth on display.
Yeah. 60 won't mind falling to his death. He's the main reason that Party Astronauts are in overtime right now. Those incredible clutches in regulation. And once again, Party Astronauts have found an opening through Infinite. It's Magisk to fall. Smoking toward main. It looks like we're going straight in toward A. It's Dupree again and again. PA keep them guessing. It's a vent play instead. And Pierre continuing to go back and forth with these ideas. Sometimes it's A, sometimes it's down the vent, sometimes it's outside pressure. They're sort of splitting it up over the course of this overtime, and it seems to be working really well for them.
Mate, they're actually on the brink here. They should be able to get themselves a lead going into their CT side of overtime. The bomb is planted and, well, Madden's down as well. 3 versus 5. It's falling apart at the seams here for Falcons in the round. Retake highly unlikely based on the positions that they've got to work with right now as well. Snappy and Sunpius left alone, and well, they're just going to lose their lives as well. Sunpius just going to try force his way forward, but this is mission impossible. And Party Astronauts indeed lock themselves in a round lead.
All overtime so far, Party Astronauts have had a 2-1, and they haven't converted it.
Yeah, that is quite something. Have they? I don't think that they've actually had... Have they had a match point yet? Or a map point, rather, in OT? I think in OT1 they had a map point. In regulation, there were 2 map points for Falcons. And as you alluded to, the clutches there from 60 was what got Party Astronauts into overtime in the first place. PA
were up 15-13. My mind has just been
okay, so they had 2 map points there.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, I'll tell you, who's also rocked. It feels like everyone on the server right now. This is a crazy game, and I'm loving it. Not sure Falcons are, though, especially when Infinite is doing stuff like that. That's just pure W key in toward Hut. Once again, Dupree goes down, but Magisk and Madden will answer back very quickly. Bentley, aggression, and Snappy just flies in for the kill. And unfortunately, they figured out where Wolfie is as well. Snappy will find that kill on Fang, and Falcons, again, just are not opposed to turning up the pace.
This game is the gift that just continues to deliver, man. The gift that keeps on giving. And we're going to level up the scoreline here once again. The end is not in sight. 40 rounds of Counter-Strike has been played here on Nuke, and boy, has it been explosive.
Wolfie will choose to save the AWP in overtime. Probably doesn't need to, but I don't blame him. Maybe he'd be struggling a little bit if it went to that final round.
You know what's crazy, Trav, is when you compare the numbers on either side of the server, there's actually a really big kill disparity. Falcons have got way more frags than Party Astronauts, but like I said earlier, man, those aren't the numbers that matter. Party Astronauts getting the important kills, winning these rounds, scoreline leveled up. Have they got what it takes to finish off the job, though? That is still the question that goes unanswered.
2020.
That wasn't a good year.
It was not a good year. And right now, it's not a good scoreline for Falcons. They are answering back, and it looks like they're going to try and keep it that way. Of course, the further we descend into overtime, the crazier these plays can possibly be. As ideas start to run thin. Fang. Oh, it's very, very awkward for Snappy. Surely he doesn't stay alive, and he does not. Bomb's gone down for Falcons, though, in the midst of all of this. And it's toward B once again, diving down the vents, 3v4. These retakes are so hard for PA. Bentley goes a bit early. Wolfie's got the AWP. That's not easy from this position. And Dupree, he's being a menace right now. In this smoke, Wolfie's giving it an idea. He's picked up the rifle instead, but it's a standoff between this smoke, between Wolfie and Dupree. Madden has found Infinite in the meantime, and Wolfie is looking for him, but they have to go through ramp, and they should just be going into their death. Falcons are finding another way to recover it. Dupree is the insurance policy once again. He's hit 39, or 38, I should say. And Wolfie has got no time for this defuse.
My goodness, Falcons are going to get themselves up to match point once again, 21-20. They're on the brink, and they have another chance now to finish off the map and get themselves the series win. They've had to work incredibly hard to get to this point. And Party Astronauts, well, they're going to have to do it again, Trav. They're going to have to force another set of overtime. And you got to imagine that surely they're going to run out of, fuel eventually. They forced OT so many times against the odds. They fought incredibly hard to get to this point.
In the end, it's probably more painful losing this way than it is if you just get destroyed.
Yeah, in the end, it doesn't even matter. As our legendary Chester said from Lincoln Park. Couple aces so far here in the tournament. Both coming at the hands of Dupree and Madden. They would love another one here to try cap off the map, mate. Just like, an easy round, breathe a sigh of relief, get the job done. But you can bet your top dollar that's not going to be the case. It certainly is not what history suggests.
The facial expressions of PA have been pretty chill throughout this game, but for obvious reasons, Falcons just looking super, super under it. But they have a chance to finally get it done once and for all and to book that date with Mongols later today. Madden pushing forward, and there goes Fang. He's been so good at opening kills in this game as Fang, but could that be where it ends for him? 60 through the smoke, good response, 4v4.
Yeah, Crown Jewel has been removed from the defense here for PA. A 4 versus 4, plenty time on the clock, but a kill will be collected by 60. He seems to stand tall when they need him the most. Only 21 kills from him so far. But we know he's had a lot of impact. Big kill comes back through from Dupree. That is his 40th frag of the map. But he can't clock out just yet. Still work to be done here. Wolfie has the USP out. And he's been spotted. He goes down. It's now all on Infinite and Ben. Why does Wolfie have a USP out? It's not even like there was a lot of damage done. Must have been some miscommunication.
Oh my goodness. Keep the AWP out every single situation there. Why are you re-peeking outside once you've got some information with your pistol out?
Yeah.
But anyway, there's still an opportunity. We could still extend play. Bentley gets one back. Oh, it's only a dink for Infinite, and it's the Molotov that takes him.
If the molly wasn't there, that kill might have come through there, and Sun Pius could have died. But he's saved by his teammate's utility, and Ben the IGL has to now get the job done. 1 versus 2 to try and force this into another set of overtime. They've done so well to get to this point, but it could all be for naught. If Ben can't find a way to make the 1v2 work, he's going to catch one off guard, but Dupree, who's had a fantastic game, will pivot 90 degrees. He gets the frag, turns and burns, and Falcons have finally been able to get across the line.
What a map of Counter-Strike 2. I cannot believe it went that deep, but I've got to say it was super, super entertaining. Commiserations to Party Astronauts. They fought with all of their hearts, and they'll be probably very happy in terms of how they